Hey guys, how's it going? Jackson here with another video, and today we're going off the care video from last week and we're doing another one. And this one is a very interesting plant. Has a really interesting feature to it, I guess you'd say. And it's in the Sapotaceae family. It's right here, and they call this guy the miracle berry or miracle fruit tree. It's related to things like egg fruit and other sapotes like meme or white sapote, black sapote, things like that. And so hopefully by the end of this video, you guys are a little more interested in this tree, maybe interested in trying the fruit. And with that being said, let's get into it. So this is my miracle fruit tree. It is about 3.5 feet tall, and in this 5-gallon container. I got this from a gentleman in Sacramento who owns a nursery in his backyard, and he deals with a lot of tropical fruit trees. And I traded him one of my Jabos for this guy, so now I got him. And yeah, let's just get into talking about the care of this guy. So these guys, you're probably going to want to have it mostly in the shade. Supposedly they can take full sun, but as of right now, I'm just going to keep it in some part shade. They do like lots of humidity, like a lot of humidity. They really like the humidity, and they really like low or high acidic soil. So probably around that 4.5 to 5.8 range is what they're really going to want. I put this guy in some peat, perlite, and sand, and I threw in some hollytone as well, and probably some bone meal, I think. So it's pretty, I mean, the mix is pretty easy, but they really do like really high acid soils, really well draining. They don't like to get waterlogged. They will get root rot and die, but you know, just throw some sand and perlite in there, and I think you're good to go. These guys do not like the cold. They don't like it under 40, but hopefully keeping this guy semi outside during the winter, because it's inside a greenhouse, but it does get pretty cold at night. It's been getting under the 40s definitely at night, and this guy still looks pretty good. So right now I'm happy with it. Hopefully it stays like this, but you know, I'll give you guys updates to let you guys know how this guy's doing. It has died back a bit in certain spots, so like this branch is dead, so it has died back, but it's doing a lot better now. So hopefully we can keep it on this this good streak. What else? These guys are generally grown from seeds and cuttings, so I believe this guy was a seed, but you know, either way, it doesn't really matter what it's how it's propagated. They're all pretty much the same. I think there's like 2 different varieties. At least I know Truly Tropical has 2 different varieties, a larger leaf variety and a smaller leaf one. I don't know the difference. I've never seen the smaller leaf variety, but you know, that's what you're gonna see for these guys. So kind of mid-sized oval shaped leaf, and these are evergreen, so you're gonna have this nice compact evergreen tree, hopefully all year round. Hopefully it doesn't get smoked by the winter. You know, cross your fingers. But yeah, these guys should stay green all year round. The flowers come up on the edges or the tips of the branches. Unfortunately, there are none here right now. I think they kind of just fruit and flower sporadically throughout the year. I have seen flowers on this tree like a couple times, like probably twice this year. So hopefully that bumps up as it starts to acclimate. I think this guy was from Florida, so you know, when I got this guy, I wasn't acclimated, and it was during the winter, so you know, it happens, but what can you do? The fruit is like a small little, like, red almond, I'd say. That's the only thing I could really think of, like a chocolate covered almond, but it's red, and it has a really large seed in it. Just like, in the seed is shaped like a lot of the different you know, sapote trees in the family. Sorry, I just saw a ladybug and I was getting a little distracted. But one interesting thing that this fruit does is it has a glycoprotein in it. It's called myrcellin, and this protein, or this glycoprotein, when you coat it on your tongue, you can, well, I guess not you can, but the fruit inhibits the sour or bitter taste receptors on your tongue. So when you try certain fruit or food, doesn't really matter, either or, it'll either enhance the sweetness or it will take away the sour or bitterness and allow for a better flavor. So that is pretty interesting. A lot of chemotherapy patients actually use the fruit to help them taste, because when they're going through chemo, radiation kind of inhibits certain things in the body, and taste is one of them. So when they try it, you know, it gives them a better sense of what taste kind of used to be before them going through this process. So that's pretty interesting. In terms of pests, these guys don't really get too many pests. I have seen mealybugs on this guy. It had it pretty much all through summer. I don't think I hit it with neem oil at all. Maybe one time, but I really wasn't worried about it. But, you know, next year might be a different story. We'll see. But so far, it's only been mealybugs. If you have it inside, it can get spider mites. But other than that, it's pretty good. The fruit on these trees is pretty perishable. It doesn't last too long, maybe a couple days. But also, the fruit ripens pretty quickly. So you can have, from flower to fruit, it's generally, what I've heard, is 35 to 45 days. So that is pretty good compared to some of the other fruits in the Sapotaceae family, like Mamey, which it takes 2 years to ripen. So, you know, that's cutting corners for you know, for fruit growing sometimes, in terms of the length of time. But you can freeze the fruit. That will keep the fruit more viable for a longer time. It'll keep the myrcellin viable, but you don't want to heat up the fruit, try and throw it in some like jam or jelly or anything like that, and it's not gonna keep the myrcellin viable. It'll actually destroy the myrcellin. So don't heat it up. You can freeze it, you can freeze dry it, anything to keep it cool. That'll be fine to keep that that sort of protein alive and well. And I guess the last thing for these guys is, if you didn't want to plant it in ground, that's perfectly fine. Especially here, I would be pretty cautious in planting this in ground, just because they like really, really well draining soil. So if you have it in our soil, which is really, really clay dominant, it might kill the tree, just because water might stay in the planting area, and you know, you can get root rot and it'll die. So hopefully I can get a couple more trees and kind of experiment, probably like a little like raised beds. I bet this would do pretty good if you kind of had it like people do avocados, they raise them up. So that might be interesting to try in the future. Hopefully I can grab a couple more of these and we can do some experiments with that around here. But unfortunately, you know, right now I really want to keep this thing alive because it's a decent size. It's the only one I got, and I'm gonna keep it in a container until you know, until I have more. But yeah, I hope you guys like this little video. I hope you guys are interested in this tree. These guys are really, really cool, really interesting fruit on it. You know, you can probably find this over at Green Dreams. I know Pete has some like little 4-inchers or something. I know Mimosa LA has these generally. So check out those two. I'm sure you can find someone on eBay selling these or somewhere else. But you know, those are just the two off the top of my head. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if I missed anything in this video, and hopefully I see you guys in the next one. So with that being said, peace.